Tonight we've got new information about the wait for water in Lebanon. We've been following this story for more than a year now. It's focused on the need for more water before more homes and businesses can be built in Lebanon. Tonight our Dustin Grove explains why other communities are now paying very close attention to make sure they won't find themselves waiting.
In Lebanon, it's not hard to find signs of growth in the fast lane. Lots sold, buildings going up, and dirt on the move. But a recent roadblock is putting plans for anything more in park.
Until we find some additional water from somewhere, we're kind of on pause from a growth standpoint.
Mayor Matt Gentry says the city's water has essentially been all spoken for. Among the last to reserve what's left is Eli Lilly, building this massive manufacturing facility in the state's new Leap District.
It's a big concern.
Maria Flores has covered the issue for Lebanon's newspaper from day one.
It didn't sneak up on city leaders. It's not snuck up on central Indiana, but I think homeowners are surprised to learn this, and I think the developers are surprised to learn this.
The mayor told us it shouldn't be a surprise to central Indiana because the eventual need for more water has been a long time coming.
How closely should the rest of central Indiana be watching this play out?
I think they should be watching it very closely. I think, Lebanon, again, I always kind of say we're kind of the canary in the coal mine when it comes to water.
A study in 2014 published by the Indiana Chamber of Commerce found water north of the Wabash River is relatively abundant. But central Indiana had marginal supplies, and although utilities have identified the need and taken initial steps, supplies are limited, and without new sources, economic growth is at risk. 6 years later, in 2020, another state commission study found central Indiana would need to withdraw almost 30% more water in 50 years than it does today. Half of it will be needed for public drinking water supplies in Indianapolis and the 9 surrounding counties. So what are local water utilities doing to prepare? Citizens Energy told us it has identified what it calls some unique and cost-effective water solutions.
It's really important that we get water supply to all our treatment plants.
That includes converting this former limestone quarry next to Geist Reservoir into a 3 billion gallon backup reservoir, as we first showed you in 2022. The company says it's also built additional pipelines to move water throughout the region where it's needed.
We're optimistic we'll find a solution.
Back in Lebanon, Mayor Matt Gentry says they're looking forward to finding that solution soon.
This is kind of maybe a glimpse into their future unless we can kind of come together regionally and think about how do we solve this for the long term.
And tonight, as we speak, the state is awaiting results of another water study looking at 15 counties to determine where there's supply and where there's demand. I'm told answers could come in the next few months. Dustin Grove, 13 News.